Well, we got to talk about NFL Championship weekend over here, Nika. One of my most favorite sports weekends of the entire calendar year. And yet, I got a double dose of bittersweetness this year.
Aww.
Number one, I got my team, the Bears, falling just short of making it to this NFC Championship game. So I got that hanging over my head. And then in the AFC, I got Drake Maye versus...
Who?
Exactly. Not Bo Nix, unfortunately. It is going to be Jarrett Stidham starting for your Denver Broncos this weekend. And look, nothing against Jarrett here, obviously. But it is not the Bo Nix versus Drake Maye 2024 draft class quarterback matchup that I think America wanted.
Yep.
And it happened in such a weird way where the Broncos won the game, and then after the game, it kind of came out. It didn't happen in the middle of the game where anyone knew about it until after the game.
I know. It was so
just
sad.
like everyone was like,
wait, what?
Getting ready for this game, and then all of a sudden this happened, and it was like, wait, what? But
It's
nevertheless,
sad.
here we are. I'm trying to keep it upbeat, everybody, because it's NFL Championship weekend, right, Nika?
Yes.
All right. Well, we are going to get on with it and do a little preview of each one of these matchups and predict who we think will move on. But before we do that, please do us a favor, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and ring that bell for our mascot, Freckles, aka Frexy. Look at that puppy. She is
Aw.
just adorable.
Thank you.
Those orange goggles, by the way, are for the Bears. Don't get any thoughts, Broncos fans. Don't be thinking what I think you're thinking about my Frexy, okay? The Bears. All right, it is Patriots at your Denver Broncos here, and aside from the quarterback matchup that we're not getting, we are getting a matchup of great defenses here. Both teams surrendering less than 19 points a game in the regular season.
Well,
Denver just barely edging out New England, 18.3 to 18.8. A couple of great defenses here. I don't know if it matters if who's quarterbacking either team when the defenses are this good. It could be a very low-scoring game.
it could be.
When it comes to points per game, New England was still the creme de la creme during the regular season over Denver, whether they had Bo Nix or not, by 5 points.
Okay.
And then when it comes to just total yardage, they're just a little bit further along than the Broncos are when it comes to yards per game. Not that Denver was necessarily bad or anything, but, you know, Denver ranked 10th in the NFL. The Patriots ranked 3rd in the NFL. So a couple of really good teams here. They both have good time of possession numbers throughout the regular season. The Broncos get to the quarterback a lot more than the Patriots do, but the Patriots, they're tied in interceptions, and yet the Patriots get more turnovers than the Broncos do. So the Broncos sack the quarterback more, Patriots get more turnovers. That's the tale of these two teams on paper as we march into this matchup. And without Bo Nix, Vegas is not giving Denver much of a chance at all in this game. New England is 4.5-point favorites on the road. That's almost unheard of in the playoffs, Nika.
Can't blame them, though. You go with the no commodity versus the unknown.
Yeah, of course. And obviously, I think it's hard to just plug in a quarterback that hasn't been getting a majority of the reps at practice all of a sudden in 1 week before the championship game. Maybe if there was a Super Bowl and there was 2 weeks to prepare, you would have more of a chance. But I got to imagine Denver is going to be challenged to just run the game plan that they would have wanted to play, and that they're going to have to resort to using vanilla tactics, if you will, and not run a very robust or complicated scheme of plays. And how will that limit them against what could potentially be a schematic defense?
Sure,
So
sure.
the odds seem really stacked against them in this matchup, and Vegas also doesn't look like they expect a lot of points to be scored in this game. A pretty low over-under set at 42.5. I mean, that's a 23-20 final that it goes over, you know?
That's not a high-scoring game,
Yeah,
really.
that's not a high-scoring game. Well, when we look at the Vegas odds to just win the matchup, 68% are picking the Patriots to go on to the Super Bowl. The spread has the majority of the bets going towards New England, but the money wager not quite so high, 72% and then 58% of the money. So not looking too good for Denver when it comes to the gambling markets. Do they have enough to pull off an upset? Polymarket doesn't think so. The numbers are oddly familiar to Vegas going into this.
So, ain't looking too good for Broncos. Other words.
Yeah, it's not. It's not looking too good at all. And who are you going to take in this matchup, Nico? Who do you think is going to go on to the Super Bowl?
I'm going to go with the crowd, the Patriots.
Yeah, I think this is the Patriots one to lose, everybody, on the road.
Yes.
As crazy as that sounds. If Bo Nix were playing, I think I would take Denver.
It might be more 50-50 split.
Yeah. Now, having said that, this is not a slam dunk, I think, by any means. And I think that 4.5 point spread is pretty generous for New England, to be honest, because of the fact that both teams have great defenses. And the one thing the Broncos do well that will have the most impact on any game against any quarterback is they sack the quarterback.
Okay.
And if you can get pressure on Drake Maye and force him into a mistake or two that go your way, in fact, maybe even like a touchdown return, an interception touchdown return, something like that to really change the dynamic of the game, Denver does have a chance.
Okay.
But I will take the Patriots as a betting man.
Yeah. Can't disagree with that one.
Yeah. I'm excited to watch, though.
Yes.
I really want to see if Jarrett Stidham can pull off the upset of the century, everybody.
Impossible.
Yes. The impossible. All right. Well, let us talk about the NFC Championship game between the Los Angeles Rams, and they are visiting Seattle, and the Seahawks after they crushed the 49. I don't know what the right term to use is there, but they crushed them. 41-6.
They crushed them
in the divisional round. The Rams, meanwhile, broke my Bears' hearts. They won 20-17 at Soldier Field, despite having some offensive struggles, I would say, of their own throughout the night in those blistery, cold Chicago conditions.
Yeah.
The Seattle weather, I have not looked up what it's supposed to be like, but it doesn't seem like it's as big of a factor up there, right? They have like more of a covered situation. It's open on the sides, but like
it's not going to be the same as Chicago weather.
I don't think they're going to be reaching negative wind chills.
Probably not.
Now, whether or not that makes Matthew Stafford's finger feel any better, I have no idea. But it could be one of the reasons why the completion percentage against the Bears was so low in the divisional game. Less than 50%. That's really odd.
Maybe the weather played a factor.
Maybe. Nevertheless, these two teams are mostly at full strength. The Seahawks did lose their starting running back last week to injury, so that's going to definitely probably be a factor. But we should get more of a matchup. We don't have the backup quarterback coming in at the 11th hour, everybody, like we do in the AFC Championship. So the Seahawks come into this game, I feel like, with a lot of momentum at home. And they just look so tough on defense to me.
They do.
Look at these numbers on the season. I mean, 7th in sacks. They're tied with the Rams. They both are pretty good at getting to the quarterback. Interceptions, 18 for the Seahawks, 16 for the Rams. I mean, they both ball hawk here, the 5th and 6th ranked teams. Turnover differential, I'm surprised by this. The Seahawks have -3. They actually turn the ball over more than they take it away, everybody. But where you really start to see the defensive mismatch, if you want to call it that, or the defensive prowess of the Seahawks come into play, points per game, 17.2. The Rams are giving up 20.4. That's a big difference.
That is a big difference.
The passing yards are 193.9 and opponents' rushing yards 91.9. That's less than 300 yards a game, folks. I mean, that's a stellar defense. I saw someone trying to compare them to the 85 Bears. Not quite, guys. Come on. Be fair. But that team allowed 10 points a game, by the way. So just to give you a little comparison. We're not quite there yet, Seahawks, but you do have an outstanding
defense.
2025 NFL defense, folks. And
that's what's scary.
Yeah, I mean, the Rams, you're talking about 326-ish, 327 yards a game they give up. Now, the Rams do score more, but Seattle is not a slouch with points per game, folks. That you might think that, but they actually scored 28.4 points a game this year.
Oh, so that's not bad.
The Rams end at 30.5, so
slightly better.
definitely more.
Not better,
maybe
but
more than
points.
slightly when it comes to averages, but
Okay.
nevertheless, not as much of a mismatch as I would have expected on paper. As we look at Vegas and what they think about this matchup, they are taking Seattle, but by 2.5 points. And I'm a little bit mystified by what this really means, Nika, because I grew up from an old school background, and all I ever heard growing up was, especially in the NFL playoffs, the home team already gets 3 points. Like
So they don't
automatically.
believe in the home team.
So yeah,
based on
are
that
they
spread.
giving the Seahawks like favoritism here? Or are they saying like they're not worth the 3 points traditionally? I don't know. I'm tough. I'm tough to tell how to read this. Like, you know, you got the MVP with Stafford and the offense over on the other side. So I understand that you got to respect them. You got the wizard McVay over there, who's not so great with clock management, but that's another story. He still is a wizard.
Sure.
I don't know how to read that one. I don't think they know how to read it.
Right. They are wishy-washy.
They're
It's a
like, man,
50-50.
we don't know what to do with this one. 2.5. That'll really throw it for a loop. Well, whatever that 2.5 did, it did give Seattle the edge in just the matchup betting, because right now the money is favoring Seattle 56-44 in just the chance to win. When it comes to the spread, it's 50-50. It's 50-50 Rams and Seahawks, and the percentage of the money wagered, not the percentage of the bets, but the percentage of the money is favoring LA 60-40. But that just might mean the people from LA are putting more money on the game.
It could be, sure. There's a lot of people in LA.
Oh yeah, and we saw the show Bookie on HBO, so
How
we
that
know
works.
how much gambling is going on in LA, especially off the books.
Yeah, the legal gambling.
Polymarket is telling us a similar story as usual here. 56-44% of the money going to the Seahawks. The point spread at 2.5 is split here, and the over/under 47.5. Vegas had it at 46.5, Nika. So I didn't grab the right one, but nevertheless, we can see here that it's 54-47 to go under 47.5. And when we look at 46.5, I'm going to do a live view. It says 50-50, 51-50. So right.
50-50.
Yeah, 50-50 to take the over or the under. Nobody knows.
Nobody
knows
knows
what to expect in this one. And yet, I would have to say this game goes over that. These two teams, the last time they faced each other in Seattle in December, 38-37. I mean, they duked it out with each other.
I know.
I feel like this goes way over. This will be a fun one. I mean, get ready for a boxing match.
Yeah.
But also, you know, who knows? Maybe they know something we don't about the total points being scored.
So this is a rubber match.
It is
Who won the first game?
The Rams won in
Then the
LA
Seahawks.
21-19. So the first game was lower scoring. It was 40 points total. And the second game became that shootout where Seattle's defense, I think, took the week off, I guess, and they gave up 37 points at home, but the Seahawks escaped with a 38-37 overtime 2-point conversion victory walk-off.
This one is at Seahawks again.
It's again at the Seahawks. So their
tough.
games were decided literally by 3 points total in 2 games, and the total score between them was 1 point. Like, Seahawks won by 1, Rams won by 2. You subtract those two numbers, 2 and 1, 1 point.
Maybe that's why the 2.5 spread.
2.5. Come on, give Seattle some respect. I mean, I feel like they earned it after the Niners game last week.
They did.
They came out and blew them out.
They did.
And they could very well do that to the Rams.
They can.
They have those dynamic playmakers on special teams that I think give them a slight edge in this game, if I'm being honest. I'm going to take Seattle to win this game. My heart wants to see the potent Rams offense go up against the young Drake Maye offense for the Rams, and that's a cool matchup. And the MVPs, right? You have
Sure.
Drake Maye and Matthew Stafford as the number 1 and number 2 ranked players in most people's MVP voting this year. So I know that they all deep down probably want that matchup. They probably want that Stafford versus Drake Maye matchup, but I think it's going to be Seattle against New England, and we're going to have to see how the league's best defense does against the league's best young quarterback right now.
Yeah. I'm with you on the Seahawks and the Rams.
Yeah?
I just don't see Rams getting over the defense that the Seahawks can put out.
Oh, yeah.
It's scary.
As sad as I am, the Bears aren't making that trip to Seattle. I was fearful of what a Seattle defense would do to our Bears team this year.
Oh, yeah.
I was very fearful, and being on the road in a hostile environment. I just think it's more fitting that it's Rams Seahawks because they've kind of turned into a rivalry of their own, and NFL needs more rivalries.
Definitely.
And so I'm all for that. The Bears and the Packers rivalry is alive and well after this season, and they could very well be playing in the NFC Championship in the next couple of years if things go as planned. So maybe that's what the Bears ultimately need to get over that hump, is to play their arch rivals in a championship game, just like the Rams are getting to play the Seahawks here in this championship game.
Very well put.
Well, thank you. All right, folks. Well, let us know who you're taking in these championship games, and boy, oh boy, get ready for it because, as I said when we started, this is the best weekend in the NFL.